All right. Okay. How to attract positive relationships. How to attract relationships. Okay. Relationships have always been one of those tricky ones, for me especially. But something that I want you to understand when it comes to anything in this universe that you want to create, anything that you want to attract into your life, is that you are the point of attraction. You are the point of attraction, okay? It's almost like you are the sun and everything else is revolving around you, okay? You are the core of the earth. You are the magnet that attracts everything to you. All the relationships that are in your life right now, you attracted it to you, okay? All the circumstances that are in your life, the things that you have, the amount of money that is in the bank, the way you feel, the things you're attracting to you is because that is your vibration, all right? Everything that is in your life today is because you attracted it to you. The amount of money that you have in the bank, the kinds of relationships that are in your life right now, the way you feel day to day, your health, your sense of self, your relationship with yourself, your relationship with a higher self, the spiritual self, your views on life, your views on the world, your relationship with planet Earth, your relationship with your body, your relationship with yourself, your self-esteem, your relationship with others, your financial well-being, all of that. Whatever it is you are experiencing, all of those things that I mentioned, you have attracted all of that to you from your center, from your point of attraction. So you need to think about yourself as a vibrational being, okay? You are a vibrational being with a unique frequency, okay? You have a certain vibrational signature on every subject in life. You have a vibrational signature when it comes to relationships. You have a vibrational signature when it comes to money. You have a vibrational signature when it comes to your views on yourself. You have a vibrational signature on every subject you can imagine. Now, your vibrational signature is influenced by your childhood, the media, the people in your environment, traumatic experiences, and also your own individual propensity, okay? Now, when it comes to relationships, unfortunately, the baseline for relationships is typically how we grow up. If you had parents that were conditioning you to believe certain things about relationships. Like in my case, it was, oh, you have to do what we say. We are your parents. We know best. We are always right. You don't know anything. You're a child. Adults are always right. Children don't know better. You're too small to understand. You can't do this. You can't do that. You have to obey. It was a lot of domination, control, and manipulation in a way to get me to move in the direction that they wanted me to. So it was them doing what they assumed was best for me from their perspective and from the way they were raised and from what they know. So in order for me to not do something they thought was wrong, they might use guilt. They might say, well, why would you do that? And don't you feel bad that you did something like that? Or don't you feel bad about not sharing your gifts with your friends? Or, so you start to absorb all of this information, okay? And it sits somewhere in the back of your mind, in your subconscious thoughts, and they become seeds. And these seeds germinate and they start to grow out. They grow branches and leaves. And these branches and leaves are the thought forms that you're having every single day on this subject. It might seem to you like you're just in your mind and just thinking thoughts, but these same thoughts typically repeat themselves day in and day out. It might feel different from time to time, but it's typically the same baseline conversation. It might be a baseline feeling of guilt, fear, shame, lack, unworthiness, whatever it might be, okay? That becomes your dominant vibration on that subject. That becomes your dominant feeling on that subject. And based on that feeling is what you are going to be attracting into your life. Unfortunately, some people attract negative relationships because they grew up around negative people. For people that attract narcissists have become accustomed to being in an environment with other narcissists. So the initial narcissists that they've experienced have conditioned them to be worn down, to wear down your self-esteem, to think little of themselves, to not speak up for themselves, to not have boundaries, to doubt their own minds, all of those things. So once a narcissist does that initially to you, either as a kid or maybe someone that you experience a little bit earlier in life, then you start having the thought patterns of a victim, okay? Someone with a low sense of self, low self-esteem, poor boundaries, someone that is weak, fragile, vulnerable, all of the conditioning that comes with experiencing and being trained by being around such an abusive, negative person. If that happens in your childhood, unfortunately, that's how you're going to start to feel. And once you start to feel those feelings, that becomes your point of attraction. And then you start, unfortunately, attracting more narcissists into your life. You start attracting more abusive people. You start attracting more negative relationships. You start attracting relationships that are similar to the relationships that you experienced in the beginning as a child, the same relationships that gave you these little seeds, the same relationships that planted these subconscious thoughts in your mind about yourself, about life, and about other people, and about how relationships should go. That over time then becomes your dominant thought pattern, and then that becomes your vibration. That is why sometimes you can just be going through life and you're just attracted to a specific kind of person and you don't necessarily know why. You know, you're like, oh my God, I'm so attracted to him, or I'm so into him. The vibe was just different. And it was just this and this and this. Whole time the person is a narcissist and you're thinking, oh my God, I can't believe this person did this. They abused me. They did this. You have a vibrational set point that attracts narcissists. If a predator is walking around, you're looking for a certain kind of victim, someone that is weak, someone that is fragile, someone that is scared, someone that makes their energy small, someone with low self-esteem, someone that is isolated, someone that hasn't been loved. There's signs, okay? And the predator doesn't just see that from a note that he receives. It's instinctive. Okay. And they feel attracted to that kind of person. They're like, wow, that is the perfect victim. The same goes for positive relationships and negative relationships. Once you change your vibration internally and the conversation you're having in your mind about relationships and yourself, and you also change how you're feeling, then you can start attracting the kinds of relationships that you want. If the kinds of relationships that you want are the positive ones, supportive relationships, harmonious relationships, beneficial relationships, happy relationships, abundant relationships, joyful relationships, prosperous relationships, kind, respectful, individual, having a strong sense of self, loving, appreciative, supportive, whatever it is that you desire, you have to recreate that new vibrational state within yourself. And how do you do that? You do that by, first of all, acknowledging the previous vibration that you had. You take a notebook, you take a goddess workbook, you take a workbook, and you start to write down the feelings you had from the previous negative relationships. In my past relationships, I felt discouraged. I felt insecure. I felt like I wasn't good enough. I felt I was unworthy of love. I felt I didn't deserve support. I felt I didn't deserve XYZ. I felt confused. I felt alone. I felt unheard. I felt unseen. I felt small. Whatever it is, write that down. And then once you're done, move on to the next. Now, I prefer moving forward to feel strong, to feel capable, to feel seen, to feel heard, to feel appreciated, to feel supported, to feel loved for being myself, to feel complete, to feel whole, to have fun, to travel, to do exciting things, to discuss these exciting things, to communicate better, to resolve issues better, to feel loved, supported, present, all the things you desire. The more focused you are on the things that you prefer in your relationships going forward, the more your brain can start to create new neural pathways on that preference. I prefer to do this at least 3 times a week. 3 to 4 times a week, because what you're trying to do is you're trying to create a new habit, and it takes time for habits to develop. It's going to take time for your new vibration to become your new set point, your new point of attraction. The more focus you put into it, the more energy you put into it, the more thought you put into it, it'll be supported by the universe, and it'll become bigger, bigger, better, more, stronger. And then in just maybe about a month or 2 of consistently doing this, every time the old emotions come up from old relationships, your brain does something amazing. It goes, wait a minute, that feels odd. I don't like that. Ugh, I don't want it. Ooh. And then it goes, this is what I prefer. I prefer harmonious relationships. I'm excited about harmonious relationships. I'm a person that loves myself. Why would I deserve anything less? I feel good. Whatever it is that you've been writing that is now your preference, is going to start to be your new dominant feeling and your new dominant point of attraction. And guess what? You will be repulsive to the old kinds of people, the manipulators, the abusers, the users, the combative people, the horrible, selfish, whatever you call it. They will find you repulsive because you no longer have that point of attraction. Now, the people that are your preference will find you attractive and interesting, and you'll be like, wow, we just connected, we just vibed, I just thought they were cool. And you can't explain why, because it's energetic. It's energetic frequency. You are the center of your life, and I need you to remember that. You are the center of attraction for everything that is in your life. Everything revolves around you. The kinds of friends you have is based on your center of attraction. The amount of money you have is based on your center of attraction. How you're experiencing life is based on your center of attraction. Your health, your self-esteem, your view on yourself, your spirituality is based on your center of attraction. So the work needs to be done on you and nothing else. I hope this helps. Namaste.